Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus loves me. My Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus loves me. Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about transportation. Do you know what that big word is? Do you know what transportation is? It's a way to get from one place to another. Here are some ways that you can use transportation to get from one place to another. Are you ready to see some pictures? Do you see this picture? What is this? It's called an airplane. That's right. And airplanes fly in the sky. And you can go inside of an airplane if you're flying to someplace. Maybe you're flying to Florida, or maybe you're flying over the ocean, and you're going to fly to a place called Italy. Ooh, that would be fun. Let's see what else. Ooh, do you know what this is? What transportation is this? That's right. It's called a train. It's called a train. Some friends may take the train to get into Chicago. Maybe they work in the city. A grown-up or a mom and dad work in Chicago, and they have to take the train to work. Let's see some other way. Ooh, what's this? Do you see this picture? These are bicycles. That's right. Bicycles are transportation too, because you go from one place to another. Maybe you and your grown-ups go on bike rides. Is that fun to do? Does anyone know how to go on a bike without training wheels? Whoa, that would be amazing. It's tricky. Ooh, does anyone know what this transportation is? I'm going to hold it up. Do you see it? It's a car. This is what we usually go in when we use transportation. A lot of people have cars, and we drive from one place to another. Oh, I love this one. When I was a little girl, my mom and dad had a boat. And in the summertime, we would go on our boat. And it was so fun. That's a way to get from one place to another, a boat. Let's see what the last one is. Oh, who knows this one? It is a school bus. You're right. And some friends take a school bus to school. Some of the big kids, if you're going to high school, you get to use the school bus. Sometimes we use a school bus on field trips at St. Paul. Lots of ways to get from one place to another. It's called transportation. Okay, I'm going to talk about one transportation. One way to get from one place to the next. I'm going to give you a clue and see if you can figure out what mode of transportation I'm thinking of. Are you ready? Did you hear it? Listen again. What do you think? What kind of transportation do you think I'm going to talk about today? Did you say train? Well, if you said train, you're right. I'm going to show you how to spell the word train. What's this letter? It's a T. That's right. T. Oh, let's see how we make the next one. What's this letter? That's right, it's an R. T-R. How about this letter? It's an A. Yes. And look it. This letter is called an I. That's right. And the last one is an N. If you put all these letters together, it makes the word train. Train. Today I have a train story. Can I read it to you? It's called, Oh No, Train Can't Go. Erin's going to bring it over so you can see it a little closer. Thanks, Erin. Oh No, Train Can't Go by Heather Amory, illustrated by Stephen Cartwright. The illustrator is the person who makes the pictures. The author, the one who writes the story. This is Apple Tree Farm. This is Mrs. Boot, the farmer. She has 2 children, called Poppy and Sam and a dog named Rusty. This is Ted. He drives the tractor and helps Mrs. Boot on the farm. He waves and shouts to Mrs. Boot. Hello? What's the matter, Ted? Asked Mrs. Boot. The train is in trouble. I think it's stuck. I can hear it whistling and whistling, says Ted. I wonder if it sounds like this. We'll go and look. Poppy and Sam can come too, said Mrs. Boot. And Rusty, said Sam. And they walk across the field. Do you see them walking across the field? Soon they come to the train track. You can just see the old steam train. It was stopped, but it was still puffing and whistling. Look at all those sheep. They are on the track, said Poppy. That's why the train has stopped. Oh, silly sheep, said Sam. It's that naughty Woolly. She escaped from her field again, says Poppy. She wanted to see the steam train. We must move them. You can help me, said Mrs. Boot. Come on, Rusty, said Sam. And they walk over to the sheep. How can we get them home? We can't get them up the bank, said Ted. We'll put them on the train, says Mrs. Boot. They're going to put them on the train. Come on, Woolly. They drive the sheep down the track to the train. Woolly runs away, but Rusty chases her back. There's that little naughty sheep. We'll lift them up. Please help me, Ted, said Mrs. Boot. Ted and Mrs. Boot lift the sheep up into the train carriage. All aboard! Poppy, Sam, Mrs. Boot, Ted, and Rusty climb up into the carriage, too. Mrs. Boot waves to the other driver. The train puffs along. It stops at the station, and Mrs. Boot opens the door. Poppy and Sam jump down onto the platform. How many passengers? Said the guard. 6 sheep, 1 dog, and 4 people, said Mrs. Boot. That's all. Let's go home now, says Mrs. Boot. They take the sheep back to the farm. I think Woolly just wanted to ride on the train, said Sam. Is that a silly story? The sheep were in front of the train, so it couldn't get past. But then they got on the train and they got to go for a ride. Has anyone ever gone on a train ride before? I have. Today I'd like to do a little bit of patterning with you. Do you remember how to do patterning? We're going to pattern with trains and different train cars. Erin, can you make sure that they can see it? We're going to start with the blue. Can you see it there, Miss Erin? This is the engine, and we're going to start with the engine. Now, if I put a purple car, and then an orange car, and then a purple car, if I cover up the engine, what will come next? Purple, orange, purple. Orange is right. Then what comes next? Purple, orange, purple, orange. Did you say purple? Purple is right. Ooh, let's try one last one. Purple, orange, purple, orange, purple. Did you get it? Orange is right. And the engine is always blue. It's not a part of the pattern. Isn't that so silly? Well done. Now I'm going to try to trick you. Are you ready? If I have 1, 2 green, and then I have 1 red, and I put another green down. Do you know what comes next? This is very tricky. Green, green, red. Green. Green is right. You are right. Green, green, red. Green, green. What comes next? Do you know? Was your guess red? Because you were right. Green, green, red. Green, green, red. What comes next? You are right. Green is next. Can you guess what's next? I think green is right. Green, green, red. Green, green, red. Green, green. The last one is red. Don't let it fall. Don't let it fall. And look it. I'm putting the engine on. The engine is blue. You did an excellent job with patterning today with Mrs. Young. Let's come and sit down and we'll do our goodbye song. Are you ready? Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, to you. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. May God watch over you. Have a great day. See you next time.